out there, under the cover of darkness, a war is being fought. A war most Americans have never even heard of, let alone seen with their own eyes. It's not a war you'll see on the news, and the soldiers aren't in uniform. Instead, they're farmers, ranchers, and wildlife experts, armed with flashlights and determination, battling an enemy that slips through the shadows. The enemy? Wild boars, feral swine, wreaking havoc on American farms, tearing up fields, devouring crops, and leaving destruction in their wake. For countless farmers, this is an invasion threatening not just their land and crops, but their very way of life, their livelihoods, their family legacies, and their peace of mind. Most city folks have no idea this battle is raging just beyond the city lights. To them, the countryside is quiet, peaceful, and far removed from chaos. They picture pork from a tidy farm, not a battlefield. The reality couldn't be more different. This is not old McDonald's farm. These animals are spreading fast, multiplying in numbers and territory, turning what was once a local nuisance into a national crisis that's growing by the year. We're not talking about a few pigs rooting for acorns. This is a biological tidal wave crashing over America's heartland, uprooting everything in its path and leaving devastation behind. I've seen dirty jobs, but cleaning up after a wild boar raid is in a league of its own. Mud, broken fences, ruined crops, and the sense of defeat that lingers in the air. Imagine waking up to find your life's work plowed and ruined overnight, years of effort wiped out in a single rampage. From the tangled swamps of Florida to the sun-baked fields of California, boars are on the march, threatening food supplies, local economies, and delicate ecosystems. This is about the people fighting back, the damage caused, and why this muddy war matters to us all. Because what happens in these fields eventually ends up on all our tables. Welcome to the front lines of America's wild boar crisis, where every night brings a new battle, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Where did these four-legged bulldozers come from? Their story in America starts in the 1500s. Spanish explorers brought pigs as walking food supplies. Some escaped, others were released to breed in the wild. These tough pigs thrived, mostly in the southeast, for centuries. Then came the second wave. In the late 1800s, wealthy landowners imported Eurasian wild boars for sport hunting. Fences couldn't hold them. They escaped and bred with the old Spanish pigs. The result? A hybrid, smart, aggressive, fast-breeding super pigs. Bigger, tougher, and more adaptable than either ancestor. This new animal was built to survive and conquer. Today's feral swine crisis is the legacy of these two invasions. We created the perfect invader, and now we're paying the price. That's the wild boar America faces today. The wild boar crisis is simple math. They breed like crazy. A sow can have 2 litters a year, each with up to a dozen piglets. One sow and her offspring can mean hundreds of pigs in just a few years. To keep numbers steady, over 70% of the population must be removed every year, an almost impossible task. They're smart, mostly nocturnal, and learn to avoid traps and hunters. Human activity made it worse. Hunters illegally moved boars to new states, starting fresh invasions. Boars leapfrog across the country, bypassing natural barriers. They eat anything, live anywhere, and adapt to any environment. High birth rates, human help, and adaptability, a perfect storm. The boar population isn't just growing, it's exploding and spreading fast. Every day the invasion gets bigger. Forget the storybook pig. The image you might have of a gentle pink farm animal couldn't be further from the truth when it comes to feral swine. Feral swine are a different beast, untamed, unpredictable, and incredibly tough. A full-grown boar can weigh over 400 pounds, covered in thick, dark hair and a tough shield of cartilage along its shoulders and sides. Sometimes that shield is thick enough to stop a bullet, nature's own body armor, developed through years of fighting and survival. Their mouths are armed with 4 razor-sharp tusks, constantly sharpened as they grind against each other, making them deadly weapons for defense or attack. Corner a boar, and it can inflict life-threatening injuries on humans, pets, or livestock. These animals are not just dangerous, they're fearless when threatened. They're strong, fast, able to sprint up to 30 miles per hour, and highly intelligent, able to outmaneuver predators and people alike. Some say they're smarter than dogs, with an incredible sense of smell that can detect food or danger from miles away, and a knack for learning from every encounter. They live in family groups called sounders, led by experienced sows who teach the young how to survive and avoid threats. These groups work together, communicating and coordinating their movements, making them even harder to control or capture. Remove a few, and the rest get smarter, harder to catch. They learn from every failed attempt, adapting quickly to new threats. To be effective, you have to remove the whole group at once, a major challenge that requires planning, patience, and teamwork. Feral swine are built for survival, and right now they're winning the fight against humans and the environment. This is no barnyard animal. It's a four-legged wrecking crew, capable of turning fields, forests, and farms upside down in a single night. Imagine you're a farmer. Your life revolves around the land, the weather, and the hope that your hard work will pay off at harvest. You plant your fields, invest thousands of dollars, and spend months nurturing your crops. Every seed you put in the ground is a promise for the future, and you watch with pride as green shoots push through the soil. But then, one night, a sounder of wild boars arrives, silent, destructive, and unstoppable. By morning, your field looks bombed, plants ripped out, ground torn up, and months of effort erased in just a few hours. Boars don't just eat, they destroy everything in their path. Their powerful snouts dig deep, searching for roots, insects, and anything edible. Their rooting for food can wipe out an entire field overnight, leaving nothing but chaos behind. No crop is safe. Corn, wheat, soybeans, and even specialty produce can be devastated. The damage isn't just this year's harvest. Soil structure can take years to repair. Compacted, torn-up earth means future crops may never grow as well. Pastures for cattle and sheep are also targets, left full of holes and mounds that injure livestock and damage expensive machinery. Even a single night's rampage can cost thousands in repairs and vet bills. Boars wallow in ponds and streams, turning clean water into muddy, contaminated messes. They pollute water sources that both animals and people rely on. They can spread disease and ruin water sources for both crops and animals, threatening the health of entire herds and communities. They even prey on newborn lambs, goats, and calves, easy meals for opportunistic predators. No part of the farm is truly safe. For farmers, it's not just lost crops, it's lost time, money, and peace of mind. The emotional toll is as real as the financial one. The boars attack from every angle: crops, land, water, and livestock. Their impact is felt everywhere, every day. It's a relentless, multi-front war, and many farmers are losing. The sense of defeat is overwhelming, and hope can be hard to find. This isn't just a pest problem, it's a crisis. And it's getting worse, threatening the very future of farming in many regions. Meet Jack, a Texas farmer. His family's worked the same land for generations. Drought and crop prices used to be his biggest worries, until the boars arrived. At first it was a few, then, whole sounders flattened acres overnight. Jack tried everything: heavy-duty fences, night watches, traps. The boars outsmarted him every time. He lost over $40,000 a year in crops, not counting repairs and sleepless nights. The stress was constant, affecting his health and family. Jack's story isn't unique. Farmers across the country face the same nightmare. In Georgia, boars kill pecan trees. In California, they devour wine grapes before harvest. These aren't just statistics. They're real families, real livelihoods at risk. The wild boar crisis is personal for thousands of Americans. It's not just about numbers, it's about survival. For many, the land is their life, and the boars are taking it away. This is the human cost of the invasion. The numbers are staggering. Wild boars now roam at least 35 states, with over 6 million animals, and growing. Experts warn the population could double in 5 years if we don't act. The economic toll? At least $1.5 billion a year, maybe more. Most of that is direct damage to agriculture: lost crops, ruined pastures, broken fences, and repairs. But the damage goes beyond farms. Parks, golf courses, and suburban lawns are torn up. Boars cause car accidents, pollute rivers, and destroy habitats for native wildlife. They're ecological disasters on 4 legs. The biggest risk? Disease. Boars carry dozens of diseases and parasites that threaten livestock, pets, and people. An outbreak could devastate the pork industry and food supply. The cost of inaction is catastrophic. This is a national crisis, and it's only getting worse. So how do we fight back? It's a dirty, difficult job. Trapping is the main method. Big cages, bait, and high-tech cameras to catch whole sounders at once. Hunting helps, but it's not enough. Boars are smart, nocturnal, and wary. Professional removal teams use helicopters in remote areas. Expensive, but sometimes necessary. Every method has drawbacks. Trapping is slow, hunting alone can't keep up, helicopters are costly. Poisons? too risky, non-target animals, and the environment could suffer. The fight requires a mix of all these methods, plus public education. People need to know the damage boars cause, and why moving them is illegal and dangerous. It's a coordinated effort, farmers, agencies, and researchers working together. There's no easy fix, and right now, we're struggling to keep up. The war against wild boars is long, expensive, and dirty, but it's a fight we can't afford to lose. The future of our farms and our food depends on it. You might think this is just a farmer's problem. It's not. The wild boar war affects everyone: our food, our environment, our safety. Every crop destroyed is food lost, prices up, and pressure on farmers. Boars threaten native wildlife, destroy habitats, and pollute waterways. Kansas is known for its diseases that endanger livestock, but there's a new unwelcome resident. The car accidents and dangerous encounters are on the rise, are not native and are causing havoc across the state. This is about responsibility. Enter the Kansas compound bow hunters, let them spread, people who choose and now we must manage the consequences. Firepower. Supporting those on the front lines isn't just about farming, reading the land. It's about protecting and understanding the animals and communities. It's a dirty job, but someone has to do it. The wild boar can be dangerous. Everyone's fight. Hunters, whether you live on a farm or in a city, it matters to you. A single sow outcome will shape the future of America's land and piglets. There's no closed season, no bag limit. The battle is constant. For some, it's the thrill of the hunt. For others, it's about food or protecting the land. Wild hogs destroy crops, tear up fields, and threaten the native ecosystem. Bow hunters see themselves as guardians, stepping up to protect Kansas, one arrow at a time. Their work is never done. The hogs are always out there moving in the shadows. The rules are different for hogs. They're a nuisance species, hunted year-round. Hunters are always busy, knowing the population can explode if left unchecked. The damage is real. Fields ruined, forests torn up, livelihoods threatened. Bow hunters are part of the solution, not just for sport, but for conservation. They witness firsthand the destruction hogs cause and act to stop it. For Kansas, this is more than a hunt. It's a fight for the land's future. The challenge is ongoing, but the hunters remain committed. Every hunt is a step toward restoring balance. In Kansas, the quiet battle against wild hogs continues. The guardians of the landscape stand ready, bows in hand. Hunting wild hogs with a bow demands specialized gear. The compound bow, with its cams and cables, delivers power and accuracy, crucial for piercing a hog's tough hide. Hunters must become invisible. Camouflage clothing and scent-blocking sprays are essential. Hogs may not see well, but their noses are legendary. Disguising human scent is as important as blending into the woods. Baiting is key. Corn is the favorite, sometimes mixed with sweet scents to lure hogs from afar. A ground blind, set up downwind, hides the hunter and contains their scent. The setup is simple but strategic. Every detail matters. The blind allows hours of silent waiting with windows for a clear shot. The goal is to disappear, to become part of the landscape. Every piece of gear, from bow to blind, plays a vital role. Success depends on preparation and patience. The right equipment gives hunters the edge they need. In the Kansas woods, technology and tradition meet. The hunt is a test of skill, stealth, and endurance. Only the well-prepared stand a chance against the wild hog. The hunt starts long before dawn, with careful preparation and scouting. Hunters look for hog signs, tracks, rooted earth, and trails. Baiting begins days in advance, training hogs to trust a spot. On hunt day, the approach is slow and silent, always mindful of wind direction. Inside the blind, patience is everything. Hours pass, broken only by the sounds of the forest. Stillness is key. Any movement could end the hunt. Then a twig snaps. The hunter's senses sharpen. A sounder of hogs emerges, cautious but hungry. The hunter waits for the perfect shot broadside behind the shoulder, drawing the bow, steadying breath, releasing the arrow, then chaos as hogs scatter. The hunter waits before tracking, respecting the animal and the process. Bow hunting is a test of patience, skill, and respect for the wild. Every successful hunt is earned through discipline and preparation. The challenge is real, the reward hard-won. It's not just about the kill, it's about the experience. The woods demand respect and the hunter gives it. Each hunt is a lesson in humility and focus. The bow hunter's game is one of waiting, watching, and acting at the perfect moment. In Kansas, this patient pursuit is a way of life. The wild hog is a worthy adversary. The hunt continues. For Kansas farmers, wild hogs are a disaster. These animals tear up fields, destroy crops, and leave chaos behind. Corn, soybeans, wheat, nothing is safe from their appetite. A single sounder can flatten acres overnight, costing thousands. Hogs damage equipment, spread disease, and pollute water sources. Their rapid reproduction makes the problem worse every year. Farmers face a relentless, growing threat. The battle against wild hogs is a fight for survival. Meet David, a Kansas farmer who thought wild hogs were someone else's problem. One summer morning, he found his cornfield devastated. Acres flattened, ground torn up, crops ruined. The culprit was clear: wild hogs had struck overnight. Years of hard work and investment lost in a single night. The financial blow was crushing, but the sense of helplessness was worse. David called in a hunter, but the hogs learned quickly and avoided traps. Traditional hunting wasn't enough. The hogs were too smart, too many. David realized he needed a new strategy to protect his farm. The experience changed his view. This was a battle against a cunning invader. The damage wasn't just to crops, but to hope and security. David's story is echoed by farmers across Kansas. Wild hogs are more than a nuisance. They're a force that can upend a family's future. The fight is personal, and the stakes are high. Every night brings the risk of more destruction. Farmers like David are forced to adapt or lose everything. The old ways aren't enough anymore. The war against wild hogs demands new tactics. For Kansas farmers, it's a race to stay one step ahead. The invaders are relentless. The land and the people who work it are under siege. The search for a solution begins. Facing overwhelming losses, farmers turned to technology. Trail cameras became their eyes, tracking hog movements day and night. Modern cameras send real-time alerts to a farmer's phone, providing instant intelligence. Surveillance revealed when and where hogs gathered, making targeted action possible. The next step, smart traps, large pens with remote-controlled gates. These traps are designed to catch entire sounders, not just a few hogs. Live camera feeds let farmers spring the trap at the perfect moment. Escaped hogs learn to avoid traps, so timing is everything. The combination of surveillance and smart traps changed the game. Technology gave farmers a fighting chance. The battle moved from guesswork to precision. Now a single person could remove dozens of hogs in one night. The tide was turning. Smart traps are revolutionizing hog control. Large circular pens with high walls and remote-controlled gates are the new standard. Bait draws hogs in, and cameras monitor their every move. The gate stays open until every hog is inside. Patience is key. When the moment is right, a tap on a smartphone drops the gate. The entire sounder is captured instantly with no warning. This method is efficient, humane, and highly effective. Farmers can act from anywhere, at any time. The days of chasing hogs one by one are over. Smart traps remove breeding populations in a single event. The process is targeted and minimizes future problems. Technology has given farmers control they never had before. The results are immediate and dramatic. The smart trap is now an essential tool in the fight. Kansas farmers are reclaiming their land. For farmers, smart traps are an investment that pays off. David, after losing thousands to hogs, bought a smart trap. Within a week, he captured the entire sounder, destroying his fields. The savings from prevented crop loss quickly outweighed the trap's cost. No more sleepless nights or wasted hours patrolling fields. The trap worked while David worked elsewhere, or slept. Other farmers saw his success and joined in, sharing traps and strategies. Trapping became a community effort, making the technology affordable. The result: fewer hogs, healthier crops, and stronger farms. The cost of inaction was far greater than the price of a trap. Smart trapping turned the tide for Kansas agriculture. It's not just pest control, it's farm management. The numbers don't lie. Technology is saving the heartland. For Kansas farmers, the choice is clear. Kansas fights wild hogs on two fronts: tradition and technology. Bow hunters bring skill, patience, and a deep connection to the land. Every hog they take is a win for the ecosystem and the farmer. Meanwhile, farmers wield smart traps, efficient, strategic, and relentless. These methods aren't rivals, they're partners. Hunters reach where traps can't. Traps remove entire sounders at once. The most effective programs use both, pressing hogs from all sides. It's a community effort, hunters and farmers united. The goal: restore balance and protect Kansas for the future. The Wild Hog Challenge demands adaptability and teamwork. Old traditions and new tools work hand in hand. The land's defenders are many, but their mission is one. In Kansas, the fight for the land never ends.